Good afternoon, curling fans, and welcome to the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships. We are live from the Ottawa Hunt Club in Ottawa, Ontario. Today we have a ladies A-side playoff game with Team New Brunswick taking on Team Yukon. I am your host, Peter Stesky. We're just about to get underway here. Before we do, we can meet the teams. Team Yukon lead Laura Williamson, second Tamar Vandenberg, third Lorna Spenner, and their skip Laura Eby. And Team New Brunswick lead Lori Donaher, second Michelle Maggio, third Courtney Phillips, and their skip Julia Gooden. Get to this game today. Both teams won their games this morning. The Yukon defeated Alberta, who was previously undefeated, so that's a big win. New Brunswick over Manitoba. Our other ladies playoff game, Nova Scotia was a victor over Northern Ontario. And in the men's, PEI defeated BC, Ontario over Newfoundland and Labrador, and Nova Scotia over Saskatchewan. So it looks like we're going to start off with a fairly open end here, at least with lead stones. Nice hit and stay made there by Laura. New Brunswick was 4-2 in the round robin. So this event is 14 men's and ladies teams. You play in pools of 7. So it's a 6-game round robin. The top 4 from each pool advance to what we have going on now, our double knockout playoff format. It sounds confusing, but you actually just have to win 2 games before you lose 2 games. So both of these teams won this morning. The winner will advance to the semifinals. The loser gets a second crack at it in a B final. They'll be waiting to see who their opponent is. If you lost your first game this morning in the playoffs, you have to win 2 in a row to stay alive. Open rings here to draw to. Yukon starts with the hammer. This one's just going to sit in the back 12. Yukon were 3-3 in the round robin, so they just snuck into the playoffs, and probably a bit of an upset this morning. As I said, Alberta was 6-0, so a huge win for their team. Puts them in this position to be able to qualify for the semis. Open hit here now for second stone, Michelle Maggio. This is Michelle's second time playing in the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. Her and Lori both played in 2016. So that's the front end. The back end played in 2018. So they do have some experience at this level. They weren't able to qualify for the playoffs last time, so they've already showed massive improvement this year, and now an opportunity to move forward to the semis. Team Yukon, everyone here has been 3 times.
I think it's close.
So they have tons of experience. Very open end here to start. We see this quite often, no matter what level of curling is being played. Once the playoffs starts, teams tend to play a little more cautious. And I think we're seeing that right now. Just want to get your feet under you. Make a few easy ones. Let the nerves subside.
Close. Close, yeah. Hard. Go, Court, hard.
Just an over curl there. She's going to roll out. Give the Yukon a chance to continue to get draw weight here. We'll update you with the other scores as they happen. There's a couple of elimination games going on out there. Men's qualifiers.
Pull back there a bit. I pull back. Yep, hard. 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 Hard, ladies. Hard, hard, hard.
Scrubbing hard, trying to drag this one down.
Good sweep, good sweep.
And able to do so, drag it right into the top 12, so be an open hit here. Courtney Phillips, first stone in this A final. Courtney's favorite movie is The Proposal. I'm a lifelong bachelor, so that'd probably be classified as a horror movie for a guy like me. Again, extremely open end here. So it'd be nice if Randy was here. Give me somebody to talk to instead of having to talk to myself. He's off to the airport. He's got to pick up Jennifer Jones, who arrives today. She is an Everest curling ambassador, along with Randy Furby and Cheryl Bernard. We're going to see Cheryl next week at the Canadian Ladies Seniors. Men's and Ladies Senior Championship starts Monday in Sault Ste. Marie. Cheryl's going to be skipping the Alberta rink. We wish her all the best. Really nice weight here now for the Yukon. It's interesting to keep lobbing them down on the same spot. I might move it around a bit. Maybe try to throw a couple out on the wings, especially when you have the hammer, but at the end of the day, it probably won't make a huge difference. Courtney's final stone here in the first. Good solid hit and stay.
Nice shot. Yep. Yeah, you got it.
So an out-turn hit for Lorna Spenner. She got this one out a bit. They might have to carve it over her hair. Really nice weight, though. You can see how much curl there's been in the ice. Been a great job all week by Bill Duck, the head ice maker, a head ice technician, and his team. I'd like to give him a shout out. Also, the Ottawa Hunt Club have been amazing hosts. Just a great membership here, a great group of volunteers, drivers. It's been a pleasure to be a part of, and players can't go on enough about the differences they've seen in this event. This is Everest's first year in involvement. They're a very active sponsor, working great with their partner, Curling Canada. You can actually check some of these scores out on a live ticker on TSN. They're showing final results, but also end-by-end action. That's a huge coup for players at any level, but I've talked to a lot of the club players in this, these elite club players, and it's the first time they've ever seen their name on national TV. And they're ecstatic. They're getting pictures from all their friends, family, their buddies. So yeah, hats off to Everest for that little touch. I was talking to Laura, the skip here of the Yukon, before the game, and we called her Lori a couple times. So we have very strict instructions that if it is a good shot, it's Laura. If it's a bad shot, it's Lori. And she doesn't want to see Lori make an appearance today. She certainly didn't this morning. Again, knocking off Alberta to get here. So her first throw, and let's hope Laura shows up. In-turn hit and stay. Probably a little wider than we've seen so far. Not her throw, but the area of the ice she's trying to hit here. And Laura it is. Nice little hit and roll back to the center line. New Brunswick now, Julia will just try to hit and stick and make Laura make a shot as opposed to just being able to whip one down through the rings. In-turn hit. Final rock for New Brunswick in the first end, looking to hit and stay. Actually rolls to a good spot, way, way out there in the weeds. Laura's going to play the in-turn peel here. Won't want her shooter to stick around. She's going to throw normal weight. Her first one came up quite a bit here.
Normal. Normal up.
This is a very nice throw. Ran really straight, but mission accomplished. Put a blank on the board in the first. When we come back here for the second end, Team Yukon will keep the hammer.
Oh, sorry. Choose the third, though. I'm the second.
Like I said, there's been a lot of rocks in play the entire week, but now looking across the score so far, we've got 6 games going on. So far, 4 of them have posted the first end score, and they're all blank ends. So now that we're in the elimination portion of this tournament, teams playing it a little bit closer to the vest. And you just have to watch sometimes that instead of playing to win, you don't play not to lose. You've played great to get to this point in the event. And I think you should just continue to do what you've done to get yourself here. So be interesting to see if the teams open up here at all. So far, this looks like one of Randy's games back in 1988-89 before the free guard zone, just whipping open hits up and down the sheet. It's been a great change. I mean, we started with that. We went to 3 rock, then 4 rock, and now this is by far the best. 5 rock allows the team with the hammer to get 2 guards up as well. It's really made for a much more offensive game at all levels of play. Yukon's going to continue to play conservative here, which is fine. They have control of the hammer, so that's up to them. Really nice throw there by Laura. Open hit now for Laurie. We got 2 Lauries, two Lauras and 1 Laurie out there.
Good shot. Good one.
I'm a financial advisor by day, and the stock market has been very messy this week. Tends to happen whenever I'm out of town. It never cooperates. Another open hit here. My job's pretty easy. I don't even have to guess on strategy right now. Scrubbing hard just to get a piece of this one. No chance they're going to keep the shooter. Now there is an opportunity for New Brunswick. If they want to force the issue at all, they could throw up the center guard. But they're not going to. They're calling this into the 4-foot.
Thanks. I was inside on that one, okay? Yeah. Okay. Weight was okay with? Yeah. Okay.
Slides a little deep. Again, if the Yukon wanted, they could throw up a corner here. I don't think they'd be too worried about outdrawing that rock, but we're going to stick with the hit game. Able to carve that over enough at the end to stick around in the back 12. Randy picked a decent time to go to the airport, I'll tell you that. This one's a little full. Could be our first mistake of the game. So the open miss, now an opportunity for the Yukon to split the rings.
Okay. 6:15.
Michelle just got a hair wide with that one. They were unable to save it. Yukon threw a lot of draws in the first, so they should have a feel for draw weight. Indicating she wants this on the tee line. You actually want to bring this quite a bit deeper. You bring it as deep as you can in the house without going through. The higher it is, the better the angle for New Brunswick to make a hit and roll towards your other red stone. So that was a very well thrown shot. I don't think it was swept to a great spot. There's a nice angle here now for Courtney Phillips to maybe make a roll over towards the other counter for the Yukon. And that's a start right there. She could have hit air thinner, but that's a very good shot. Got it over center line, making the way over towards that red. Lorna can hit and roll away. She's got to be a little bit careful.
Hit and roll. We just got to watch that at the back, okay? What you want to angle at the back.
Don't want to jam on the back red. The first indication was to roll towards the thrower's left. Don't love that call. That would set up a double. Trying to carve this right out of her hand. Really good scrub, but they're going to lose the shooter, and now we're going to be back to trading open hits here.
All right, let's just stop. Yeah, and I think your weight was a bit off.
Courtney's final rock here of the second end. Came up enough at the end, sticks for a biter. Good shot there by Courtney.
Okay. All right.
Lorna was a hair firm, they thought, on her first. They're going to switch turns here, go to the out turn. We haven't seen this shot yet.
15.
Again, Yukon played on this ice earlier in the week, so they'll be familiar with it.
Control!
She's taking quite a bit of weight off. Not enough to stick around. No real damage done, though. I mean, they're looking for a blank again, obviously.
The weight was good on that one, yeah.
But this does give Julia a chance, the skip of New Brunswick, to get a feel for draw weight here, which is a skip you always love to get in some early draws. In the men's, Saskatchewan, who we had on yesterday afternoon, they knocked off Ontario to win their pool. They're playing BC right now. They lost this morning to Nova Scotia. Saskatchewan did, so they've got to win 2 in a row now to qualify for the playoffs. The loser is eliminated in that game. Another men's game, PEI leading 3-0 against Nova Scotia. The winner of that game will advance directly to the semifinals.
I'm totally confused. Lorna threw your something.
No other scores. Every other game is still 0-0. Most of them still playing the second end. Nice touch there by Julia. Tricky little play there, throwing the opposition stone to get a feel for what their rocks do.
Yeah, I know. I have a hard time sometimes saying it too.
Anyone who's played it all, it happens quite often where you just by mistake grab the wrong stone. They'll just stop the clocks here and allow Laura to bring her rock back.
What's that? I know, it's so hard to remember. you never notice until it's moving, and then it's like, whoops.
So we got that straightened out. Now an open hit here for Laura. Looking to stick around anywhere in the rings. Wow, that's a huge miss. Late in the end as well, and that rock's biting the button. That was Lori coming out on that one, and now a real opportunity here for Julia. She just threw down this pass. She's gonna, in my opinion, it's more a line shot than a weight shot. I definitely don't think you want to bring this too deep, although maybe you do want to force Laura to hit. That'll be up to them. If you want to force her to hit, you'd throw this, maybe bite the 8-foot, make her make a double or full 12. If you want to make her draw, you just want to make sure she guards shot rock. This one's got some curling to do for sure. It's heavy enough they can drag it. It still needs to move, and the further they're trying to drag it for line, it's going to get real close for weight and set up a very makeable double. Yeah, I don't want to be overly critical, but that's probably about the worst spot in the building you could put that rock. Just a natural double anywhere high side. They had to sweep it to try to carve the line. But I think in hindsight, they would have been better just letting that stop somewhere, bite the 8-foot or the 12. This is an interesting turn choice here. It's a much more natural shot with the out turn because you're going to be pushing the stone away, which is what you need to do here. Obviously, Laura's very comfortable with her in turn, though, so she's going to take it on from this angle. Final shot here, second end. Yukon looking to pick up a single here with the double takeout. She could even lose her shooter in blank if she hits it correctly. They're working really hard here. Not a lot of handle on this one. And just over curled, so a steal of 1 for New Brunswick. They're freaking me out. They're lining up like they have another shot. I'm like, wow. Things got very confusing at the end of that end for just about everybody out there. End of 2, New Brunswick leads the Yukon 1-0.
Yeah.
Back for the third end here. Yukon will still have the hammer. Trailing 1-0, will be interested to see if they'll throw any corner guards, try to create some offense. Trying to drag Laurie's rock here into the rings. And then it'll be up to the Yukon. They'll be able to either hit it or, in my opinion, they should throw up a corner guard, try to get some offense going. That rock's off the center line, and it's barely full 12, but yeah, we're going to go for the hit.
Yep. Whoa.
Not a lot of color I can add to this one so far. Just throwing open hits for the most part. If Laurie noses this, she might be out of the rings though, and then the Yukon won't be able to hit it. They could draw around it or throw a corner. First, Laurie needs to make the nose, and then it might be outside of the rings. Made the hit, probably rolled a little too far. This rock will act as a corner guard, but it's super tight to the rings, and there's not a whole lot of paint left out this wide. This is a way tougher shot than it looks to get this in there buried around the guard. You're drawing to about a 2-foot spot, if that. Yukon's throwing quite a few draws, especially heading this way in the first, but none anywhere close to being this wide. Really good attempt at it. Sort of got it edge on edge. If she was a hair lighter, Laura might have sunk that one in there. That was a good throw. Michelle will now play the open hit. Don't think she wants to sit right there. It could act as backing. She'd love to roll towards the center line if possible. Find this as a shot. A lot of curlers don't throw as much these off the line hits. I know I was never a huge fan of them. Able to chip that one out though for Michelle.
That was okay. Is it still in or is it out, Lorna? Huh?
Tamar Vandenberg now with a chance to play the same draw that Laura did. Maybe just has to take a couple feet off of it. It's close to getting buried in there.
Looks like lots. Wait's there, T. Got a curl. Way out there, got a curl, lots. Back curl. Back house. Sorry.
Just hoping this one stops, but it's going to slide through the rings maybe. No, yeah, it did. Not sure I love New Brunswick now going around and messing with this guard over here. I'd be pulling play away from it. Anything they get buried underneath there, the Yukon could use as backing, and it's certainly not an area where you're confident you're going to be able to steal a point. I would say this play favors the Yukon. They might even want that rock to stop so they can use it as backing. A lot of teams would draw down to this. They're going to play the hit.
Sure.
If you're betting this game online, I think you want to take the under right now.
More than guard. More than guard. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it out there. Yeah.
It's a nice looking throw by Lorna, but it's moving big time.
I'll let you take it. Sorry.
She's able to kill the back one. I thought she threw that pretty well. It definitely curled a lot. Drags play away from that corner, which isn't ideal for the Yukon. Just a nose hit now available for Courtney Phillips. Third on New Brunswick. Nice hit and stay there. I think we'll see the Yukon try to make this roll buried behind the guard. There's not a lot of risk if you roll out either.
Okay, nice control. Yeah, they got this.
Pretty tough spot to roll to, though. You're not a whole lot of rings left. They're going to have to work really hard on this one. Great scrub there, ladies. Able to save that one. Open hit attempt here now for Courtney again. She just threw this, so should be close. Final shot here now for Lorna. Lorna's favorite player is Val Sweeting, third on Team Anderson. I know they did not have the Olympic trials they're looking for, but as the reigning Canadian champions, two-time reigning Canadian champions, they'll be back at the Scotties. Lorna unable to hold the shooter. It's late enough in the end now that Julia can try to draw around her own guard way out in the weeds. Just has to make sure she keeps it in front of the tee, but they're not going to do that. I'm getting massively confused here. I think you could draw around the guard now. It's your own guard. As long as you stay in front of the tee line, say you left it hanging, they hit and roll buried, you're going to have like a 1 foot run back, which at Julia's level is a piece of cake. Instead, they're going to draw the 4 foot, which is fine. If Laura chooses to play the roll, it'll have to be close to a 6 foot roll. And it also gives Julia a chance to get her 4 foot weight down. Julia's favorite player is Brad Gushu. Congratulations to him and his team. An amazing run through the trials. Represent Canada for the second time at the Olympics for Brad and Mark. First time for their front end. They will wear the Canadian colors very well.
I think it's okay.
Be one of the pre-tournament favorites, along with Bruce Mowat out of Scotland and Nicholas Edin from Sweden would be my top 3 picks. And a real chance here now for Laura Eby to make a in-turn draw around the center guard, potentially set up a 2-under, take the lead in this ladies A-side qualifier here at the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships. The winner of this game will advance to the semifinals.
Back 4, Becky. Yeah.
Really nice scrub here, trying to carve that one over. They probably got at least a quarter to half of this rock buried.
Do you have anything sweet?
Not an easy shot here for Julia, but she's pretty confident. She just put the broom down and going to come down and make this one. Probably the most pressure she's faced in the game so far. She's not taking a ton of ice here. Like, to me, she's throwing peel weight with this broom, because we just saw how hard that rock finished in there. So she's got to be throwing this pretty hard, or the guard's going to come into play. You might want to get an insurance policy on that guard. Probably a hair full, though. And they're still going to have to sweep it. Yeah, it's all over the guard. She needed a lot more ice there, in my opinion. So a skips deuce, potentially out of nowhere for the Yukon. An opportunity to take the lead to the 4th end. It's been a very open game thus far.
All right. You got it. Same thing. You got it.
Laura just threw down this path. The only adjustment she might have to make, it might be just a hair quicker, because she just threw here. Broke down some of the pebble, but they've also thrown here in practice. This does look heavier, though. Would hate to miss this opportunity. A free deuce. Just needed to stop in the rings. But she gone. So an opportunity missed there. Disappointing result with her final stone. So at the end of 3, we have a tie game here. 1-1. New Brunswick will have the hammer playing 4. Update some of the other scores. An elimination game between Alberta and Manitoba. Alberta leads 1-0. Quebec men versus Manitoba. Manitoba leads 1-0. The winner of that game will move on to an A qualifier. The loser will drop to the B side. 2 of the better teams in the event for sure over there. And our A qualifier team advances to the semifinals. PI leads Nova Scotia 3-2. They have the hammer playing the 3rd, so 1 up with. Saskatchewan jumped out to a 3-0 lead in their game to stay alive over BC. BC scored 1 in the 2nd, so playing the 3rd. Saskatchewan's up 2 with the hammer. And our final game beside me, Ontario versus PEI. I believe it's 1-0.
As far as you can drag it. As far as you can drag it. Yep.
PEI out to the lead.
Yeah. No.
So we have our first guard of the game, or at least our first intentional guard of the game. Nice center thrown up there by Laura Williamson. Lori Donaher is going to throw the in-turn draw around. She'd love to slide this one into the top 8 foot. Keep it in front of the tee. That one stops on the button, probably just a hair deep.
Okay.
Freeze is available now for Laura.
From the tee. One tee. You got this. Tee back 4. So you agree? Back 4. Back 4. Yeah, Lorna. Looks like it's coming up.
Nice looking weight here.
Very good.
Probably overswept it, to be honest. They tapped it, created enough space that now New Brunswick can just cross the face of this with quiet weight. Looks like they're playing ahead. I think for the kids at home here, you want to throw about hack weight at most on a shot like this. Make sure you keep your shooter around, and it allows the sweepers to manipulate the stone more. Far harder to control the roll and the actual throw with the weight they've chosen. And as a result, they just wick off of the center, and a chance now for your Yukon to maybe guard this one.
What happened?
She's indicating almost on the 12 foot. You definitely want to be shorter than that.
So, who wants it?
Can't afford to slide in the rings here.
Top 8. Top 8. Top 8. Oh, guard. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely want to guard. Problem if you slip into the rings here, even if your line is good, you could set up a double. Or even if they just hit and roll away, there'll be 2 yellow counters in the ring. So you want this to be short, because if New Brunswick makes a play on it, you don't want them to be able to get a second one of their stones onto the rings, especially this early in the end.
Hold it out of the way. Hold it out of the way. Curl it.
They're trying to carve it over for the line.
Curl it. Bring it over as far as you can. A little bit more, guys.
Great job of sweeping here.
Got it. Got a bit more. Keep going.
You can really see the late finish in this ice. Just a great scrub by the ladies. I think they got it mostly covered. There might be a hole, but it's a difficult one. This is super tough. Just a little tiny reverse port here, big enough for maybe a rock and a half to get through. Michelle Maggio with her first stone here in the 4th. She's going to rack on the guard. Lose the shooter. I still think you want this one short of the rings, or if you're going to draw, you draw right in to bite the 4 and try to lose one in around the guard. I really like this call here by Laura. They can see all of the back yellow, but I don't think it's a great play. They got a chance here to set up a steal. She's going to take advantage of it. This one's way, way, way out there. These ladies have worked very hard this end. But
too far in.
As I mentioned on the previous one, as nice as the line is there, that's too far. There is a double. Even if you were to jam the double, you could save your shooter and have 2 yellow counters. So that one is definitely probably 2 feet too far. Chance here now for Michelle. She just threw the out-turn down here, but this one's
Go for it.
a better opportunity for her to make a double.
That's fine. Take it, take it.
And you can see she jammed there, so she didn't actually make the double. That's still a very good shot by Michelle, because there's now 2 yellows in the rings. red still shot rock. But it's pretty interesting. The first 3 ends, there was literally 0 offense played. And now Laura of the Yukon's come out, guns a-blazing here, trying to create a steal. It's a pretty risky shot she's taking on the in-turn draw around the center. She has to definitely outcount the yellow rock in the top 12. She doesn't, there'll be an opportunity for New Brunswick to hit in lie 3. Another impressive job with the brushes. Probably too impressive because they could have got off that and let that curl a little bit. They brought it probably too deep. There's a double available now for Courtney Phillips, and if she makes it, they'll lie 3. That's the good news. The bad news is there'll be a pocket, so that could bail out the Yukon. The really bad news is this is not going to be close. Throw just got away from her, so an opportunity missed, and now Yukon has an excellent chance to draw another one in here.
Lorna! Lorna! You got one more!
The ladies have been quite confused this game. They can't keep track of whose rock the color is whose or whose turn it is to throw.
You throw!
Beautiful end setting up here right now for the Yukon. They'll get a chance to draw in lie 3.
That's okay.
A double's still available for New Brunswick.
That's okay. Come around this way.
So you want this rock to be full 4. Outcount the back yellow just in case the double is made. Final shot here in the 4th end for Lorna Spenner.
I think it's late. Just tight! Top 12 tight! What is it? Top 12. Top 8. Top 8. It is a guard. Top 8. It's coming down.
I'd be hammering this one in.
Where do you want it? Where do you want it? That's as far as it's going top 8.
Wow. They left that up there. I think they should have swept that all the way down, but again, I'm sitting here, they're out there playing. Ends up in a nice spot line-wise, but the double is still available. It's much tougher now, tighter port. This is a second chance here now for Courtney at this shot. Looks like they're switching to the out turn. And this is gonna have to curl. Definitely a hair wide there. Now this Yukon stone has been promoted right to the button. They lie 2 for sure, possibly 3. An opportunity to throw a center guard, and Julia's going to be facing a lot of red granite when she comes up to throw.
Can I switch you? Yeah. You got this. I think 15-5 for a guard. Yeah. Maybe 7-5. You got it. Halfway. Halfway. Tight. Take guard. Tight. Where is it? Tight. Right to your rim. To your rim. Top 12. Maybe top 8. Top 8. Top 8. Keep it straight. Yeah, keep it straight. I mean, top 8. Good. Okay.
That is very well placed. Perfectly guards that rock biting the button.
Yeah, it was good.
Really tough spot here now for New Brunswick. Probably their only play, wide in-turn draw. I'm not even sure they'd be able, they could get shot rock. This rock here they can use as backing. They've thrown the draw in this spot before. There's really not a lot there on the out-turn side, so I like this call, but it is no picnic for sure. Julia facing a minimum of 2, possibly 3 red ones. Be a great shot just to cut her down to 1 right now.
You gotta hold it out. Yep. Switch.
They switched up the sweepers here, trying to carve this one over. The weight looks close, but it just did not curl. And now a chance potentially for the Yukon to get another stone in here, and it will literally be impossible for New Brunswick to score. So Laura Eby, skip of the Yukon, if she can make this draw here, even come in off of this red, shooter sits right there, will literally be impossible for New Brunswick to score. I don't even know how they stop them from getting maybe even 3, potentially 4. This shot has to be made, though. Don't love hearing halfway. I mean, for sure, short is better than heavy, but this was an opportunity to really put a nail in the coffin of this end. Perfect line, well swept by the ladies. Laura will be happy with that shot. Maybe she's just a lot nicer than I am. I would have tried to get right into the button there. Again, I just don't know if there's any way for New Brunswick. I can't really see a great way. Problem is, it's hard to play this run back here, because if you kill this rock right here, you're dead. You drop 3. You might be dropping 3 as it is already. What she's going to try to do is navigate this port right here. I think there is potentially enough space, but I'll tell you what, it's the type of shot you're going to make about 1 in 100. But I do believe it's all she has. I mean, there's a similar size hole with the in-turn where she just threw, but I'll tell you what, I would not want to be Julia Gooden right now facing this little bit of a mess. For her sake, hopefully the Yukon's only lying 2 right now. Can't tell from where I am whether it's 2 or 3. To me, it does look like 3 reds. She's eyeing up the in-turn side now. I mean, pick your poison, really. I'm not sure it's there with either turn. I get she has to try it, but she's going to come back down here, have a little chat with Courtney.
I think this way cuts more. Yeah. What do you want, right? Like here? So you took this over here with a bump.
So she switched the turn. She's now going to try to come down through here. I agree with her. This will curl more than the out-turn side, so maybe an opportunity to just give her a slightly better angle, but I'm telling you, this is brutally tough. It's not even about the weight. The line is nearly impossible to get here, so wish Julia all the best. Her final shot here in the fourth end. Tie game. The winner advances to the semifinals. The loser drops to a B qualifier.
Same way, T. Okay, it's got to curl. Got to curl in time.
It's got lots of curling to do. It's not going to curl enough.
We're tapping them in.
Probably want to stop sweeping it now. She taps another one into the rings. That was a danger with this shot, but again, she didn't really have a choice.
Okay. Yeah, let's
So it's 3 reds for sure. They're going to remove those, and then maybe a little bit of a measurement here for 4. Huge end there for the Yukon. Julia just put in a real tough spot there by her team.
Yes. Excellent.
Not sure anybody in the world would have been able to make that shot for 1.
Yeah, you were like probably back 8, back 12.
And last time you were just kind of back deep. I don't think you're back 12.
So we'll go to the break after this measurement. Actually, they don't have the tool. There it is. The Curling Canada official coming out to measure these 3 stones. Randy still owes me a bottle of wine from earlier in the week. We usually bet on these things. If I had to bet, I would go with red, but again, it's very tough to tell from where I'm sitting. So we're going to loop it around here to the yellow. Looks like it is a steal of 4, so we're going to head to our commercial break here at the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships. When we come back, it will be the Yukon 5, New Brunswick the Hammer, 5-1 score. My name is Peter Stasky. We will be right back after this break.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
Sweep! Sweep! Hurry! Hurry! Hard! Hurry hard! Hard! Hurry hard! 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 Yeah! Woo! We should really be curling.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the 4 of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.
Good afternoon. We are back in Ottawa, Ontario at the Ottawa Hunt Club for the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships. My name is Peter Stesky. Our game today, it is the Yukon leading New Brunswick 5-1. The winner of this game will advance directly to the semifinals. The loser has a second chance. It's a double knockout format in the playoffs, so the loser will advance to another qualifier to be played later today. The semis and the finals are tomorrow. Just getting started here in the 5th end, so I'm going to update the rest of our scores. Huge 5-ender for Team Quebec. They jump out to a 5-2 lead in the men's over Manitoba, 2 of the pre-tournament favorites there. Winner of that game will go to an A qualifier. The loser will be forced to win 2 in a row. PEI men, if they win this game, they go straight to the semis. They're beating Nova Scotia 5-2. Nova Scotia has the hammer in the 4th. Saskatchewan men hoping to stay alive. Same with BC. They both lost this morning. Saskatchewan leads 4-2. They have the hammer going to the 4th end break. And the ladies, Manitoba was able to put 2 on the board in the 4th versus Alberta, but Alberta leads 3-2 with the hammer playing 5. The loser of that game's eliminated. The winner advances to a qualifier. And then we have Ontario versus PEI. I believe it's their first game this morning, so the winner of this game, and Ontario currently leads 2-1, will advance to the A qualifier, have 2 chances to make it into the semis. The loser will be down to their last life.
Troll. Whoa. Whoa. Outside. Should I?
So a real rough fourth end there for New Brunswick. They'd love to string some shots together this end, maybe generate a deuce, get back into the game. Nice little hit and roll there by Leadstone Laurie Donaher. Think in a situation like this, down 4, there's a couple ways to handle it. You can play a more open end and try to get some confidence going for your team, or you could press the accelerator down and try very hard to create some offense.
Oh boy, we're way off. Wait, let it cross and get the other way.
We're going for the Ricky wrong side angle raise here, executed to perfection.
Sorry, guys.
Great sportsmanship there from Tamar Vanderberg. She threw a real bad one there. She knows it. Apologize to the other team. We've all been there. Shooter rolls for a corner. It's pretty tight to the rings. I think I'd throw another corner guard up here if I was Team New Brunswick.
Sorry, guys.
No worries. 4-18. Let me in. Take a 3! Light! Very light! Switch!
Nice come around attempt. Comes up a hair short of the rings, but Rock ends up in a good spot. I think with a 4-point lead, I'd probably hit that one. It's pretty tight to the rings. It's interesting. They started the game, the Yukon, playing as conservative as I've seen anybody in the field. But then last end, they were given an opportunity. They took advantage of it, made some great shots, put maximum pressure on Team New Brunswick, was able to steal 4 and open up a 5-1 lead here as we start the second half of this game. Can update you that the PI men, just a huge steal of 3 in their game to jump out to an 8-2 lead over Nova Scotia and look like they're going to punch their way into the semifinals. Out-turn freeze attempt here for Michelle Maggio. Could also play a split, chip your own yellow in behind that red corner, lose a shooter out the other way towards the center line. Good scrub by the ladies here, gonna come up a hair short. You just don't want to stagger it on your own, which they did. Laura's assessed the situation. She likes the way the rocks are positioned over here, so she's going to go have Lauren to draw the open side here. Like this rock to be somewhere edge of 4, maybe just out into the 8-foot. Front of the tee line would be nice. Nice judge there, good throw. I think if you're New Brunswick, you have to ignore that one. You got some stuff going on here. They're gonna play the freeze. The other option is to, again, play this split. What you do is just spread your 3 yellows out. They'll all be in the control zone, as Linda Moore used to say.
78.
sort of make a setup shot for your next one. If you're going to throw this freeze, you're going to make sure you stay in front of the tee. Can't afford to slide deep here.
Still back 8, back 12. Go behind. It's not curling.
Talking about going behind, what they really need to do is have this thing stop. Probably slides in for second shot, but it's wide open. Yukon can make a play on it with the out turn. They're calling to draw or roll behind the corner.
Control. Yep.
You actually want to stay on the center line here. If you roll behind the corner guard, it just gives New Brunswick another rock to draw to, so you absolutely do not want to roll to the thrower's left. That's a better spot than rolling buried. They could have stayed on that actually if they wanted and rolled the other way. Good throw. It's getting late in the end to play that split I talked about. I would have liked to see them try it sooner. So they're going to have Courtney throw a freeze. Just draw down, maybe set up a jam possibility. They need a mistake here out of the Yukon.
Hold it out. Yep. 4. 5.
Both teams have done a lot of sweeping in this game. Very good job of it as well. Able to drag that one all the way down for second shot. It is, again, fully accessible, but it can be tricky. If Laura hits this a hair high, could go into the red in the top 8 foot and redirect onto the back 4. It'd be hard to be able to cross the face. It's just barely there to cross the face and jam.
We gotta go through the hole there. I can't tell.
Just got to make sure she gets it past that rock there. Got a little late on the telestrator, my bad. Great angle from the guys there, what she's facing. Good work with the cameras, boys.
Okay, you got this. Control.
I think she could hit 3/4 of a rock. She'd be fine, maybe even a hair thinner. The red ones are starting to build up in the rings here for the Yukon.
Okay.
First rock here for Laura Eby. She needs good Laura to come out here, not bad Lori. Yeah, and she hit that ultra thin. So a nice shot there by Courtney to set up that jam. Bit of a mistake by Laura, and now New Brunswick has a chance to draw another one in here. I'd like to see just sort of a half-buried Christmas tree set up here. Good chance to score 2, get back in this game after a very unfortunate 4th end for Team New Brunswick. As we mentioned, the winner of this game will advance straight to the semis. This morning, New Brunswick beat Manitoba, and the Yukon knocked off Alberta, who had been previously undefeated in the event. Nova Scotia also beat Northern Ontario in the ladies. So these teams will all have an opportunity to advance straight to the semis. The losers are down to their last life. They need to win 2 in a row to qualify for the playoffs. Sweepers are head down, not really communicating. Sweeping it the whole way. The weight is there. I think that ends up in a pretty decent spot, although there is a double available. They probably could have just got off at a hair earlier. It would have broke more.
The pink one is the muscle one. I mean, the pink one is the Tylenol, and this one is the muscle relaxer.
And then this one, again, I don't want to be overly critical, but I don't understand this call at all. The double is available. Even if you don't make the double, if you kill one, you're up 5-1. Laura's looking to play the freeze here, and I'll tell you what, the happiest 4 ladies in the building are New Brunswick right now. This could give them a chance to get 3 and get back in this game. This is a very difficult shot that Laura's decided to take on. I really like the hit here myself. I'm with ice technician Bill Tuck. Bill, you like the hit here as well, buddy? Yeah. I think so. Bill's going for the hit. But we're not the ones out there throwing. Laura's shown the ability to make some pressure draws. We saw it earlier in the week when they were our feature game. And she'll need another one here. That is a great attempt, but unfortunately it rubbed off of the yellow, and there's an open hit in here for 3. Very confused by that call. Chance now for Julia to get her team within a single point here, heading to the 6th. In an end that was mostly controlled by the Yukon. Couple of mistakes late in the end, and now New Brunswick has a chance to put 3 up on the board here. Not taking a ton of ice. Final rock here, 5th end. Skip Julia Gooden. Real opportunity for New Brunswick, but they're on it right out of her hand.
Yep.
Looks pretty good though. And there it is, 3 on the board for New Brunswick. So the seesaw battle, momentum now on the side of the Maritimers. Yukon will lead 5-4 as we head to the 6th. Yukon with the hammer. Tell you that Ontario in their first elimination game now leads PEI 4-1. PEI with the hammer playing 6. Saskatchewan men lead 4-2 over BC. They're in the 5th. Saskatchewan with the hammer. Loser of that game is eliminated. The winner goes to a qualifier. As we mentioned, huge 8-2 lead right now for BC over Nova Scotia in the men's. Winner of that game advances to the playoffs. The loser has one more chance. And in a ladies game, Alberta playing Manitoba, 2 of the pre-event favorites. The winner advances to a playoff game, a qualifying game. The loser is out. Alberta leads 3-2. They're in the 5th. Alberta has the hammer. In our final game out wide, Quebec was out to a 5-2 lead. They still lead 5-2 over the Manitoba men. Winner of that game will go to the A qualifier. The loser will be down to their last life. Semifinals are tomorrow. Finals are tomorrow afternoon. So all of our qualifier games are today. It's going to be a long day, 3 games for some teams.
Can't hear you? Yep.
So a great execution at the end of that end for New Brunswick. A couple of mistakes by Laura, and now we're at 5-4 here. Still a good spot for the Yukon for sure. You're up 1 with the hammer. Even ends. So in theory, you're going to have 2 more hammers compared to New Brunswick having 1.
Yep. Harder. Should have let it come maybe and split it.
Not a bad shot. Chipped it off the center line, rolled her shooter into the rings. Sort of like a little mini modified tick shot. Don't understand this call at all. You're down 1. You need to get as many rocks in play as possible, so it's very early in the end to be throwing a hit. Well executed though. Good throw by Lori. But with the 5 rock rule, you had a chance there to throw another center guard up.
Okay, I'll sit here, Lorna.
And for the kids at home, you definitely want to do that. You want to take advantage of the rules to set up your ends as well as possible. So 2 center guards there, probably the more prudent play when you're trying to steal. And now the Yukon's going to draw when they could be hitting. Sort of reminds me of a Seinfeld episode where George Costanza went opposite, went against all of his first instincts. That rock is now actually a friend of New Brunswick. It's right on the center line, short of the rings, acting as a center guard.
Tina back 8. Coming down. T. Lori. Hard. Go.
Great weight there from Michelle. Well swept, keeps it right on the tee line buried. You can make the double peel here. Right here, yellow. Yellow one will go this way. You might even get your red onto this yellow and save it. Your shooter goes over here. That'd be an excellent shot. Be able to clear up both center guards, kill one of the yellows in the rings, and you might stick your red one in there as well for second shot. As I say that, they're not going to play the shot. They're going to go with the opposite turn and just a straight peel. She's being pretty hard on herself. That's I mean, yeah, I guess she might have wanted to run that back on the yellow one, but she did open up the front. So Tanner telling it was terrible. It was actually a pretty good throw. A chance now, though, you can see nothing but yellow in play. New Brunswick already lying 1, nearly on the button. I'd probably throw just a straight center guard here. It's early to come in with another one.
I think it's like 4 or 5.
If I did come in, I'd probably come all the way into the 4-foot. Get it buried. I think they want to stop sweeping this one.
You got it.
It's pretty much where they called it. Very good weight. She'll be happy she did her job this end. And now Laura Eby, skip of Yukon's, just assessing her situation. There is a potential triple here. She comes down. This goes on to here. The other rock goes out this way. This rock goes out this way. But they'd be happy to get 2 of them for sure. That was some of the worst telestrating I've done all week. Gonna flash the rock they were trying to hit. No, 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 no. Can't hit here. That rock's already third shot. You're lying 2. You have to throw the center guard here.
Am I really? Do I have?
That rock, red rock, actually helps you. It guards Yukon's in-turn draw. So you don't mind that rock being there at all. You want to guard the center line here.
Sorry.
Because in making this shot, Cheshire fortunate to bump that one over there. That ends up in a nice spot. But had they nosed it, there would have been a triple takeout available. That's actually a wicked result, though, for Courtney to tap the other one buried underneath. This is a shot we see a lot now on TV.
Got this.
Triple takeout attempts. Yellow onto yellow onto yellow.
You got it.
Probably have to hit about 3/4 of a rock crossing the face. Hard to throw it hard enough, though, with any accuracy. Good job trying to carve this over, but unable to save it. Enough of a carve, though, to chip that off. That's important to open up. So that was some nice sweeping there by Tamar to open up access to those 2 rocks. Julie is going to have Courtney throw the center guard back up. Courtney just made a great hit and roll in to bounce her rock underneath cover. Chance now to throw a center. A lot of yelling going on out there. I like that the guys kept the mics down a bit so it saves my ears. That did not quite curl enough. So Lorna Spanner, third for the Yukon, is going to have a chance here at the double.
Or peel the guard.
She could even roll underneath if she makes the double. She'd be shot rock buried. So a real chance now for the Yukon to get out of what's been a fairly shaky end so far for them. New Brunswick has really controlled play here.
Yeah.
Trying hard to carve this one over, but as you can see, she definitely had to hit that one thicker to make the double.
Yeah. I think just
And now New Brunswick, who half an hour ago was down 5-1, they've come out the second half of this game. They picked up 3 in the 5th, and a huge opportunity to steal here. They're lying 3. One of them just biting the button almost. Julie is first. She's going to throw just a straight guard on those 2. There might be an in-turn draw available for Laura Eby, but it's extremely difficult. It's a small little port, a little bit bigger than the one that Julia tried to get through in the 4th, which led to that steal of 4 and gave Yukon what at the time was control of this game, but that control is starting to slide from their grasp.
Yep. Yep.
Great scrub here, trying to drag this one over. Situation here where Lori Donaher thinks she might have hit that rock with her foot. And I can tell by the look on her face that she really does feel that she did.
Come stand behind me. You see?
This is great sportsmanship on her part.
And if we push, pardon me? And if we push.
You know what? Good on Lori for this. Can we get a timeout out there, please? Excellent sportsmanship there by both teams. Lori feels that she touched the rock with her foot, not necessarily sure that it affected the path at all. And then on the flip side, the sportsmanship shown by Lorna and Laura to say, no, it's okay. They don't feel it affected it. And that's what this game's all about. Just an unfortunate moment, but a great moment. On the other hand, the sportsmanship displayed by both teams.
I think so. Like,
this shot here, extremely difficult. The in-turn draw. I'm so late. Ah, there it is. In-turn draw right here. Thanks, guys. Very tough path to navigate. It is there, though. Pretty much need perfect weight and line. One of these ones where you can have the sweepers on and off, carving it and keeping it straight. But this is a key shot of the game so far for Laura. She's had her weight all week. Trying to carve this one over and drag it for the weight. Line looks great if they can sweep it here. That's an excellent brush and a very good throw by Laura. She gets in there for second shot, so really limiting the damage. Great team shot there by the ladies.
I think that's going to cut, because what did she just take to get there?
Julie could play a tap this onto this, but it's real dicey, and you don't want to open up this in-turn side. So I think she's just going to throw a guard somewhere out here. If she does make that, I'm not sure if there's enough of this rock available to make the double. You'd have to make it on the high side, and an opportunity maybe to score one for the Yukon. So New Brunswick fighting back in this game after trailing 5-1 at the fourth end break. Picked up a 3. They got a chance to put another steal on the board here. Final shot here in 6. She's playing the straight guard. What she's trying to do with this guard is take away the tap on the red rock, which would be really difficult to score. That's a very good shot there. So what you could do, you could actually just throw this rock away, because there's some risk in anything you try. You don't want to give up more than one here. You still have the hammer tied up playing 7. You could try to throw the rock away. I don't think the in-turn draw wide here. I don't think that will curl enough.
Well, you got to be careful with this, because if you go into that and that gets going, then you're a pile. You could just throw it away. You could try here. I don't know. I don't think it will come over here. That's what I mean. That's it. Yeah. I don't think you can come this way, can you? You could just throw it away and give them one. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. The ice maker, he's a riskier guy than me. He wants to take this on here, yellow on the yellow, skinny past this red and clip that out. Problem is, if you nose this and it goes right onto this bad boy, you're dead.
So
I don't mind it. I think if you had to score this in, Mr. Bill Duck is correct. That's probably the only shot there. Ladies are going to err on the side of caution. It's going to be a steal of 1 here for New Brunswick, so which was once a 5-1 lead has evaporated. It's now 5-5.
oh, she wanted to redirect it back in.
And we'll be back here for the 7th end, a tie game. Winner of this game advances to the semis. The loser has one more chance in a B qualifier. Right now, if you're Team Yukon, you're just looking to regroup. After a couple of sort of shaky ends, you're still tied in the game, in possession of the hammer. And if you're New Brunswick, I think you have to continue to just try to apply as much pressure as possible. The last two ends, they've really come at the Yukon, and they've sort of turned the momentum of this game. So if I was them, I would continue to do it. Manitoba men stole one in the 5th. They still are down 2 without the hammer, playing Quebec. Saskatchewan men put a single on the board. They lead BC 5-2. Winner advances. The loser is eliminated. In our A final game, it's 9-2 PEI over Nova Scotia. When that score holds up, PEI will advance to the semis. Nova Scotia will drop to a B qualifier. In our 2 remaining ladies games, Ontario looking to book their spot in an A qualifier. They lead PEI 4-1. And in a survival game, Alberta leads 4-2, playing Manitoba in 7. Manitoba with the hammer. Really nice weight there by both the leads. A nice little center guard thrown up by Lori. Nice come around by Laura. Just shows how good the ice is, and I feel the need to say that because Bill's sitting beside me right now. But some great curl in the ice. That actually came out the other side. Opportunity now for New Brunswick to play the outturn freeze. Nice scrub by the ladies. Again, some nice weight there. They didn't get it all the way frozen, but it acts as a center guard, which is what New Brunswick needs right now. So I think Laura should be happy with those 2 shots. Laura Williamson throwing lead stones here for the Yukon is going to try to throw basically the same shot she just threw. Might have taken a hair more ice here in order to navigate that yellow stone that Lori just threw. Wow, that was a great throw. Literally over curled by about an inch and just rubbed off of that yellow. It's very tricky because the rocks are basically edge on edge, but there is a double available here for New Brunswick. It's not easy, and the last thing you want to do is wreck on that center guard. You'd rather jam this than peel off that center. They're going to try to carve it over. We've seen how much it does move here. You know what? That's fine. Michelle would rather have missed a hair wide there like she did than tight. I think I'd be peeling the center guard here, but Laura's changed to a much more offensive strategy. They know that what this spot does. They just threw 2 rocks down here, so a chance for Tamar Vandenberg. Bury one in here with the intern.
Line's good. Wait on
Love to be full 4 foot here as the indication.
Way out there.
This one's a wider path. It will still curl. It's just a matter of whether they can carry the speed or not. Good sweep. It ends up in a good spot. It's in a spot that New Brunswick can't really make a play on it. They jam into their own.
Good shape.
Julia recognizes that. She's going to go around that rock they just threw with Michelle's last here in the 7th end. Tie ball game. Winner advances to the semis. Loser will play tonight, I believe, in a B qualifier. Second opportunity to make the playoffs. We had 14 teams at the start of the event. The top 4 from each pool of 7 advanced to the playoff round we're in right now. And basically you have to win 2 games before you lose 2 games to advance to the semis. After that, it's a single elimination semi-final and a final, and our Everest Canadian Curling Club champions will be crowned. Not only do they win a national title, a custom-made jacket, and a custom ring. It was announced 2 days ago by Mark Duffy of Everest that the champions are going to be flown down, all expenses paid, for 4 nights to Las Vegas during the Men's World Curling Championship, where they'll be recognized and represented their championship rings. Just an amazing touch of class by Everest, the sponsor of this event. They're also sponsoring the Canadian Seniors, which starts on Monday in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. So a huge shout out to Everest for all that they do. Thank you to TSN and Curling Canada for also making that little Vegas situation possible. It's going to be on Everest dime, but those parties work together. That's what the sport needs, is the teamwork between the sponsors, the network, and the associations. And as evidenced by this event, the final piece you need is a great home club, host club. And we certainly have that here at the Ottawa Hunt. The membership has been amazing. Lots of volunteers. The ice has been great all week. The hospitality at the club, the food at the club, and back at the hotel have been great. So it's been a world-class event. I'm just happy to be here and hope they have me back. I'm gonna have to probably be nicer to Randy for the rest of the week because he could get me fired. Back to the action here. Red looking pretty good right now. Shot rock buried. Yellow rock is accessible with the out turn. But they're gonna go wide here with Lorna Spenner trying to draw around this yellow. Love to get in for second shot. The angles on the reds up front are fairly favorable for Team Yukon. They would love this one to stop for second. Don't think it did though. Just enough sweeping there that New Brunswick will continue to lie second shot. I like the tap here. I think it's easier maybe than the draw. Maybe not easier, but it might be a easier way to get shot rock. It does curl enough here, but you really have to match the weight up. Sorry. This one's out in the weeds a little bit. They need it to break or stop or both. It's gonna slide just deep. Be second shot.
Totally different pathway out there.
You could play the hit and roll here, which is the early indication. You could try to draw again as well. They like to hit. There's a mess of rocks to roll behind here.
That never curled at all.
Probably the best place to roll is all the way over to the other side of the rings. You could still be buried, but you wouldn't set up any freeze possibility here for New Brunswick.
Weight's down.
Good communication here by the sweepers, letting Laura know that the weight is less than she anticipated. That could be a good thing because this needs to curl, but it looks like it's starting to break now. Good job of carving this over. They're going to get a roll buried here.
I think I moved this rock a bit, maybe. I might have. I don't know.
Ladies are starting to kick the stones out there.
See you guys.
I got to be honest, I burned a lot of rocks when I played. I was just not the best sweeper in the world, and I figured the more times I burned them, maybe they'd let me skip, and that's eventually what happened.
Jeez, I should have just left that.
Really good roll. Now they're looking at playing this run back onto here. Have to be careful. If you ever hit it here, you'd lose this yellow. And the yellow one you're driving back would also come out here. If you miss this one on the way by, you're going to leave 5 red ones in the rings. So This is absolutely the right call. Probably her best opportunity to get in there for shot rock, but she's got to be careful. There still is an out-turn tap. They rolled to such a good spot with that last one. The tap, it'd be hard to even get in there for second shot, really. Julia's taking no ice on this one, not expecting the rock to curl a ton.
Yeah! Go. Yep, Michelle. Yep. Over curl.
Just barely over curled.
Take it out.
That was an excellent attempt by Julia. They just had to get on it a hair sooner. Yukon now still lies 2. They know that Julia on her next one has a chance to play that exact same shot, so they have 2 choices. They can either guard it or they could go around it. I actually like the go around option because you can just get another one in there. So you draw into this area right here. Effectively takes away the run back. They could make the double, but then you'd still have this one. You'd have a chance for 2. They're going to go with the high guard here, I believe is the call, which is fine. It's definitely the easier of the 2 shots. Got to be careful not to line it up. That would be gross.
That's okay.
I think she got away with it. Certainly more weight than what she wanted. I think she did enough to take this away because this rock is in the way right here. This rock's still available, but I'm not sure if you can see enough of it to sneak past the guards here, drive it onto here. You might get lucky and clip the other one, but I think it's going to be real hard to navigate past with any kind of weight. Especially these rocks just got moved on the last one, so they have less access to that stone. We've got a timeout here. This timeout brought to you by Everest, the sponsor of the Canadian Curling Club Championships. Their first year involved with the event, they've sponsored senior curling in Canada, the Canadian Championships, for 7 years and counting now.
Well, if you can get that one out. I can't throw any weight at it. I can't feel it out and let them sit before. Do we ever do this? We can get there, yeah?
The problem if you try to make a play on your yellow and hit it too thin, if you make a play on this and hit it too thin, it goes out this way, your shooter goes out this way, and you leave a draw for 5 or 6, and that would be the ball game. So it looks by with the ice they're taking, they're going to play maybe the tap. It's going to be real tough, to be honest, for New Brunswick to stop the Yukon from scoring 2 here. Final shot for Julia Gooden.
Hard line! Hard line! Go for the tag, guys! Hard!
They were actually trying to draw around everything with the out turn, but they lost the line early. Probably just a hair light for what they were calling as well. They were going to try to draw into here. And again, I forgot who had the hammer because New Brunswick said 2 red. They'd love it to be 2 red right now, trust me. There is a draw here for 3 though for Laura. She made a very nice draw with her last one going down this way in the 5th. It actually ended up being about 2 inches heavy and bounced off. Cost him a 3-ender, but it was an excellent throw. So if she could replicate that here,
15.
she'd be able to put 3 on the board and regain control of this game that she once led 5-1. We're now tied at 5, playing the 7th. Final shot here for skip Laura Eby of the Yukon, curling out of the White Horse Curling Club. Sweepers are just sort of cleaning this one for now. I really like the line. It's just going to be a matter of the weight. Really good job judging this one, and an excellent throw by Laura.
Good one.
So that is 3 points on the board for the Yukon in this A qualifier, looking to seize their opportunity to play their way straight into the semifinal. At the end of 7, they lead New Brunswick 8-5. Second half of this game has been the polar opposite of the first 3 ends anyway, where they were trading hits like they're the Ryan Express playing Eugene Ritzik back in the day. They've really opened up play starting in the 4th end. As you can see, there's been multiple scores. There's been a steal of 4. And teams have traded 3-enders here, results in an 8-5 lead for the Yukon.
We're up a 3.
Quebec continues to lead Manitoba. They're up 8-3 in a battle of 2 of the best teams that I've seen in the event so far. If that score holds up, Manitoba will have to win 2 straight to make the playoffs. Alberta ladies lead 4-2.
All there.
Over Manitoba. Manitoba with the hammer coming home. Need at least 2 points to keep their hopes of a Canadian championship alive.
Beauty.
This one's going to slide through, and you know what? Well, no, it's going to hang out at the back. If I was the Yukon, I probably would have swept that through. Up 3, you don't need a lot of rocks in play, but it can get dicey with the 5-rock rule for sure. We've seen it at all levels of curling. 3-enders are pretty easy to come by. Just need a mistake or 2 out of your opposition.
94, look. Take it home.
Crucial for this rock to stop. And it's not going to, so a bit of a mistake there by Lori Donaher. She slides her guard into the rings. Down 3, you need to get as many guards in play as possible. Unable to do so on that one, and that allows now the opportunity for an open hit here for Laura Williamson, throwing lead stones for the Yukon.
Control.
Unable to execute the hit there, so virtually letting Lori off the hook for missing the free guard zone.
Make sure it's tight. Tight of 4. Yeah, gotta go.
Better weight on this guard. Well swept by the ladies, gonna end up about halfway. A little deeper, good shot. We have a final score PI will advance to the semifinals. They knocked off Nova Scotia, so congratulations to PI. They become our first team to qualify for the semis. Nova Scotia will do battle tonight in a B qualifier. This one has to curl to just miss this center guard. And a good shot there by Tamar, able to kill the Yukon, or sorry, the New Brunswick rock that they could have guarded actually. Chose not to. We've got another final. Quebec men, they win, they advance to an A qualifier. Manitoba now drops down into the B side. They have to win 2. I think the indication here was for Michelle to throw a high guard. These are not easy. They might have changed it to the come around. The high guard's a super tough shot. You risk hogging the rock, but if you throw it too close, you set up an easy double peel. Mentioned it before, these two teams are going to need a little rest after this one because they have had to sweep a lot of rocks. This is just another example of that, and just great brushing to drag that in, at least half buried shot rock.
If I get the back, that's good, right?
Very nice shot for New Brunswick.
You can rip that too. Yeah. What do you want to do? Pick the top one. Rip it. Yep.
This is a shot here. Tamara had a few ends earlier. She can definitely throw the weight. Opportunity to make the double here. She'd love to just get at least the center guard off.
Yeah. Whoa.
Looked like a really good throw out of her hand. I'd be sweeping it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a great throw. They just waited way too long to sweep it. Now instead of getting that straight peel, they actually jam. That's the best result possible for New Brunswick. Have to be extremely careful here. I think they're playing the hit. I'd be drawn down 3. You cannot afford to roll out here. This is a mistake. Don't get me wrong, it's not Michelle's best throw, but when you're down 3, you need to keep rocks in play. Russ Howard says it all the time on TV. You just have to really think your way through it, and better call there would have been the draw. You have to absolutely make sure your rock stays in play. And now there's a chance here. If they can peel this guard off, it's going to be very difficult for New Brunswick to create the offense and score 3. We see it all the time where teams just get a little aggressive with their weight there. This one, they're going Ricky wrong side on the peel. Able to hold it just enough, make contact with the red, so nobody knew the actual side they're trying to hit. No pictures on the scorecard, so a very good shot from Lorna. And now it's getting late in the end. Yukon lies 1. New Brunswick here could draw down to that back one, create a freeze situation. They're going to need a miss at some point here to try to get 3. Whether it be a jam or an open flash. Girls are going end to end again. Trying to drag Courtney's rock as far as possible. Ends up, double here is not as easy as it might appear. It's real hard with the in-turn into the pocket. Might be easier than the out-turn though. Again, you have to watch this jam at the back. If you make a mistake, just make sure you kill one of these stones for sure. Going to be close to the double here.
Yep.
That's a very good shot. Sweet. They should be sweeping the red one out of play. Get it to the sideboards there. They just watched it. Don't love this call here. You absolutely have to play the freeze. By drawing open, you're basically telling the other team that they're going to have to flash an open hit. Where if you freeze, they hit the open one, you freeze again, and then if they make a mistake, you've got at least a chance to tie this game. Right now, it's 2 wide open hits for Laura. And if she makes them both, this game is over, and she will be in the semis. So again, can't flash, can't jam. That's about it. You don't have to stick your shooter. If you make this rock go away, you're going to have at worst an open hit on your last to advance.
Yeah, you got lots of time. Take your time.
Tons of time for both teams. Yukon just under 4 minutes. New Brunswick's over 8, so no Team Cooey situations here. First rock of the 8th. Laura Eby with an open hit. Really like her weight here, but nice control weight. Trying to sweep it to hold the line. I'd love to get the shooter out of there if I'm them. I'd get rid of that rock if I could. If I'm New Brunswick, I would leave it there. Chance now, they've created a bit of a wall at the back here. I'd be freezing, but I'd actually freeze to the other one. It would freeze to this one right here. Makes it way harder for them to get at, and if you do freeze there, they might make a play on this, and if they ever made a mistake and it comes back on either one of these two, you'll have a chance for 3. So a bit of a mistake there by the Yukon and where they rolled Laura's rock to. Still a lot of work here to do for New Brunswick. Julia's got to come up with the goods here. Make an in-turn freeze. Sweepers are on it right away.
3-4.
Yeah, all the way. Take a look.
Gotta go. Keep going.
Good scrub to drag it as far as they did. It still ends up in a slightly awkward spot for the Yukon. They have to hit this high. We've got a final in the Alberta-Manitoba ladies game. Alberta wins to advance to the B qualifier. The national championship dreams of Manitoba are over. They've been eliminated. Potential final rock of the game here. Laura Eby with an open hit to win. Throwing her out turn. They've seen this spot quite a few times. Just needs to peel this yellow one out. She'll go straight to the semifinals and await her opponent tomorrow. This is dicey. She's actually flashed the rock, and she better hope she doesn't find the hole. Wow. Super fortunate there. She actually flashed the rock she was trying to hit. Again, no pictures on the scorecard. She ends up making a double takeout, so congratulations to the Yukon. They win. Final score 8-5, advance to our semis. That's it for us here from the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships at the Ottawa Hunt. We'll be back at 4 p.m. for our next game. Thank you for tuning in.